What's up, guys? Dave Williams here. I just wanted to get you caught up a little bit. I've been kind of slack here, putting up any videos of my last few tournaments. I've had 4 weeks in a row. Just wrapped up the Toyota series on Lake Norman, but I'm going to kind of go back and recap the last 4 weeks. I actually won the Angler of the Year in the Toyota series for the Eastern Division. We had Patomac River and Lake Norman since I last talked to you. I also fished a 2-day BFL up on Smith Mountain, and let's see, the other tournament was a Bass Open on Lake Hartwell. So I'm gonna go back and recap those. I don't really have any video of tournament of fishing catches, but I'm gonna go back and show you, how I did most of my damage. I had 3 top 10s in those events, and just figured I'd give you a little update on that. But first of all, Patomac River, man, it was super tough. I think I fished, I think I practiced like 3 days. I don't know that I even had a keeper bite in 3 days time. So I was really pretty fortunate. I drew a guy that I knew, Lenny Baird, and he had been out practicing a little bit, and so I gave him the opportunity to, we went and tried a couple of his areas, and it ended up working out for us. I think that's the first time that's ever happened to me, where I've had a co-angler that's, been on a little bit and been able to, benefit off of that. But ended up catching those fish on the outside grass lines. Done most of our damage that week with a that's just a Zoom speed worm. That's the 6-inch. Caught a limit on that every day, except for the last day. I think I caught 4 on it the last day, but that's a 3/16 ounce queen tackle tungsten, 4-aught owner hook, just an offset round bend hook. I used lighter colors when it was sunny, and I used darker colors when it was cloudy, and blacks and blues, June bugs, green pumpkin, watermelon. I just switched it up. It didn't really seem to matter, just like you had to put it in front of one. Like I say, caught a limit like that the first day, put me in pretty good shape. Second day, went back, fished some of the same areas, and caught a limit really quick doing that. I was throwing that on 12-pound test, high seas fluorocarbon, and that was on the Cashin Icon worm and jig rod right there, as a 7-foot medium heavy. And on the second day, I only had a small limit, and it kind of like it was kind of like the fish just shut down on me, so I had to pick up something else. And then ended up picking this little Duo Realis 64 popper up. I threw 2 different colors in that. Both of them were kind of a shad pattern, and but that's the 64, and ended up upgrading and culling about every fish I had, throwing that popper like that. Caught them really good the second day, moved all the way up in the top 10. I think I moved up to 8th place or something like that, 8th or 9th place. The last day was super tough. Last day I caught, I think, 3 fish on a speed worm and 1 on the popper. The water rose. We had a strong wind that pushed the water up really high. But anyway, come away with a good finish in that one. 8th place, I believe it was. And then I left there, went to Smith Mountain Lake in Virginia. It's the first time I've ever been there. And I didn't know what to expect. That was a BFL Super Tournament. I'd fished the Piedmont Division this year, trying to make a regional, and I really like Smith Mountain. It sets up the way I like, kind of the way I like to fish. Got a lot of docks, rocky banks, stuff like that. But I ended up catching most of my fish in the mornings, just on the True South B-twin buzzbait with a Zoom horny toad on it. Threw a white one and a black one. But caught several fish like that each day. And once the sun would get out, I would kind of move up on the docks and stuff more. And when I would move up on the docks, I would throw just a queen tackle, green pumpkin green jig, zoom speed crawl on it, and threw that on the 8447 casting rod. 15-pound high, no, I threw 20 on that day. Threw 20-pound high seas fluorocarbon. That's a 7-foot heavy action rod. My buzzbait was on the 8437, the 15-pound high seas monofilament on that. But I think that's how I caught pretty much all of them, either on the buzzbait or the jig. But I ended up coming away with another 8th place finish there, so I had back-to-back 8th place finishes, Patomac and the Smith Mountain, and so it was 2 really good weeks. But I left there and went straight to Hartwell the next day, and Hartwell was the Bass Open. At the Bass Open, I only got 1 day of practice, so I didn't get a lot of time to really pick apart Lake Hartwell and figure out where I wanted to fish. I caught a few fish on my practice day, so I kind of, you know, settled into that area and tried to pick it apart more. But both mornings, the first 2 mornings, I both started on I had a little schooling spot. I had it all by myself. There were some decent spots schooling up there, but I threw a little pencil popper out there. This one is the Duo Realis. That's their pencil popper. That's a 110, and I was just throwing like you know, kind of a blueback herring. Kind of looks like a shad, you know, something like that. But I don't know the exact color. But I just put a little feather on it, and caught several schoolers every morning like that, and it got me off to a good start. And once, you know, kind of pretty much the same deal. Once I got a limit or got a few fish in the boat, I would pick up a buzz bait, the V-twin, same thing, True South V-twin buzz bait. Pick it up, go in between the docks, just going down the bank. Picked up several fish like that each day, and then once I was able to get a limit, then I would pick up a jig, and, you know, same thing, that queen tackle jig, ½ ounce. I threw a couple different ones, threw some crawfish patterns, and I also threw a white one around a little bit. That's just a ½ ounce. That's just a ½ ounce True South with a Zoom Z-Crawl Junior on it. Caught a few on the jig the first day, but it wasn't really a player the second day. I don't know why. I ended up catching most of them schooling the second day, but never could get on the jig fish at all. And I ended up finishing 30th place there, which was a good finish for the amount of boats they had. I think they had about 180 boats or something like that. So it's a you know, 3 good events in a row, and then I left there and actually got to come home, fish Lake Norman for the final Toyota Series event. I was leading the points going in. It was a tight race, but Todd Walters was second and Cody Pike was third. They were about 4 to 5 points behind me, but I knew I had to probably make the top 10 to win the points. So I actually went out with the mindset the first day is just to catch a limit, because it was super tough on Lake Norman, and basically I went out there and I found some schooling fish, and the same kind of deal as I did at Hartwell. I threw that at pencil popper 110, caught a couple like that. I think 3 is the most I caught any day on the schooling fish, but that was on the Topwater Jerkbait Icon rod, 15-pound high seas monofilament, Johnny Moore's Signature Series reel, Once the day progressed a little bit, I did more. I did more of the buzz bait fishing. Same deal. Did the buzz bait, spinner bait a little bit, and then I would run. I had a few brush piles that had some fish in them, and I would run some of those brush piles with a crankbait. And I chose just a shad pattern. That's the Duo Realis 11A, but it's just a like I say, just a natural shad, kind of sexy shad. Got a little chartreuse in it, but caught a lot of fish doing that, especially the first day. No big ones, but I was throwing that on the Cashin 8437 medium heavy 7-foot rod. I was throwing it on 12-pound high seas monofilament, and on the Johnny Moore Signature Series reel. And then if you know, it was something different every day on Lake Norman though. The second day I was able to pick up a couple different jigs and catch a few, and but mainly I stayed with, you know, more or less crawl patterns, and then I caught some on the white jig I showed you a little bit ago. But this was a big player for me this week. On Lake Norman, the water was pretty clear, especially on the lower end. But this is a new Queen Tackle. That's their finesse jig. And but I put a little Zoom Z-Crawl Junior on there, put a little chartreuse on it, and I had it on pretty light setup. I was throwing it on 12-pound high seas fluorocarbon, and that's on their. I put it on their Icon, Cashin Icon worm and jig rod. That's a 7-foot medium heavy. Like I say, the fishing was really tough. The fish seemed like they were a little skittish and hard to catch, but I could lighten up a little bit and get a few more bites that way. But that was really a big deal for me that last week on Lake Norman. Didn't have no big weights, but I did have the biggest weight of the tournament. The second day had 13, I think 13.6. The other 2 days I didn't even break 10 pounds, but it was enough to, it kept me in the top 10. I stayed in 6th place, finished 6th place for the tournament. Todd and Cody both made the top 10 also, and so I think Cody finished 10th and Todd actually finished 2nd. So me and Todd actually tied for the AOI, and the tie was broken by most weight for the year, and I actually had the most weight for the year because I made day 3 at Hartwell, and Todd was just a little short of making day 3 at Hartwell. But yeah, it's pretty good 4-week span. I had, you know, like I say, 2 8th place finishes, 6th place finish, and a 30th place finish at the Open. So got a couple more events coming up in the next 2 weeks. I got Lake Lanier Regional, looking forward to that one, and then the following week is Cherokee for the next Bass Open. That'll be the 3rd one. So I'm gonna try to do a little better job, keep you updated on those, and hopefully we can keep these top 10s going. So we'll see y'all again soon. Thank you for watching, and just please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank y'all.